chapter 7, verses 16 and 17. Yes, sir. They shall hunger no more, neither shall they thirst anymore. Preach, preacher. For God shall wipe away, yes, sir, every tear from their eye. Yes, sir. Get ready for the revolution.
Looking at what's the word?
Hello. Let's first start off. Happy Thanksgiving, to
Yes, sir.
everybody out there. I hope you enjoy this Thanksgiving football coming up. Spend time with, your loved ones. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just appreciate the time off. And to our people in India, Dubai, over there, if y'all don't celebrate at all, still rock with us regardless. Like, comment, subscribe, because, we international. Uh,
Absolutely.
Can't say that about every pod coming out of Charlotte, but you say it about ours. Um, but hey, man, you got anything planned for the holiday?
Man, just family time, man. I'm about to go pick up my son. We're gonna be at Matt's crib chilling. He got me buying a $50 cake, you know what I'm saying, for Thanksgiving. I was like, bro, everybody better eat this cake. Like, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, bro, we're gonna be chilling, taking it easy. What about you?
Man, just going back home and I asked the wife. I said, "Am I cooking anything?" She said, "Nope." I said, "You don't even have to tell me the menu. As long as I just need to know was I grilling or not." And once she
Facts.
said no to that, I'm good. But
Facts.
yeah, man. So you already know. Drink a little bit, indulge. We still brought to you by mushrooms, so enjoy
Absolutely.
those responsibly.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. So we had a game Monday night, prime time. Uh, it was a real punch in the nuts, as some people would say, to our
Pun
us
intended.
reaching the yeah us reaching the top of the division. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go first. I can go first. It's up to you. Um,
Yeah.
but
I'll go. Yes, it was definitely like it was an interesting game, bro. It's that game was big just in terms of playoff implications because we don't have to go into it too deep. Anybody who's watching this watches all the morning shows and they know kind of where we are compared to the Bucks. I'm not really worried about the Falcons necessarily catching us because we don't play them again, but they play the Bucks. Um, and so I feel like the Bucks are probably going to beat them. But at the same time, bro, our strength of schedule, for the rest of the season, I believe is number one. You know what I'm saying? Toughest schedule. So that's when you have a game like yesterday where, it seemed like I, to be honest, it didn't even seem like San Fran was like a way better team. It just seemed like they had Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? That was the difference. And the fact that we didn't offset that by sustaining our own drives and really getting Rico to football, yeah, it was disappointing. Like Bryce had his own, struggles, obviously with his stat line, but there was so many other things I could point to that was just like, man, we were 1 for 7 on third down, and I think two of those we were put in bad position because of penalties. You know what I mean? Two of those, obviously, Bryce threw interceptions on. So yeah, it was just an underwhelming game, bro. I mean, uh, you know, Bryce, man, I can't. Once again, I can't cape for him going into this week. It's like he's so confusing in terms of what you can expect from him each week, right? Like the Falcons have a better statistical defense. People pass more on the Falcons than the 49ers, yet he was able to dice them up. And he was handling the blitz well and everything. This game, he only got blitzed like a quarter of the time, and he just didn't handle the blitz well at all. So it's really confusing. Remember I talked to you about it last week. I said, yo, you can kind of tell early on in the game, not just off of like the turnover, like you were pointing to, but just like the look in his eye, bro. When you remember that play in the first possession where he like leaked out to the left, and he completed like a 9-yard pass, but he got smacked and then ended up getting sent back. After
yeah,
that, he looked fidgety in the pocket. He didn't want to get hit for real no more, and I don't really know what to make of it, bro. Like other than like I know we talk about the expectation thing, but there's got to be like a football reason as to why he doesn't push the ball down the field in some games and other games he doesn't. He's clearly capable, right? You see a quarterback do it a few times, you're like, yo, you're capable of doing it. What's not clicking for you? Where we should be able to like dice these people up. So I don't know, man. I'll kind of pass it over to you, but overall, it was just underwhelming because our defense played so good. And if you get 3 turnovers in the first half, you expect to be ahead going into halftime. You know what I'm saying? At least I do. So, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on the schedule, in case somebody out there who don't know the schedule, it is a pretty, tough schedule, especially based on record. We got Rams, the Saints, who, record-wise in there, that would be our quote-unquote easy game. Then Bucks, Seattle's Bucks again. So, we got 3 teams with a winning record, 4 games with a winning record, plus the Saints who, show 'em fight. They've beaten us already. Um, and
Yeah.
and you also talked about a while ago about it being a football reason. Like one of the things that kind of popped in my head instantly as soon as you said that was Shaq, and how everybody always say Shaq in practice free throw percentage was crazy, but in the games he just couldn't do it. And it's just, sometimes shit can be mental. But with that being said, like I don't blame Bryce for that game at all. I blame 2 entities for that game. I blame the Bucks for losing because now it's pressure on that game to, oh shoot, you got a chance to get the 1 seed. And I blame Horn for getting those 2 picks. Because once again, it's like, hey, I got a pick. You got to pressure to score now. We got a chance to take the lead. And we know if you put Bryce in pressure, he ain't going to play well. Now, with that being said, I'm not overly disappointed in Bryce because of there was a couple of times T Mac um let him down. Like that comeback route early, third down, drop, hit him dead in the chest. Another one on a third down where the DB reached around and was able to get the ball. Like when you have that type of size, part of your game should be able to box out and get the ball. So there's a couple times that T Mac let him down on a couple key third downs, which at the same time, still can't be so mad. T Mac is still a rookie, still
Yeah.
figuring it out. But it was a couple times where I feel like Bryce made the right decision and T Mac kind of let him down. But you can tell like T Mac is his safety blanket because even on that second interception where he just stared him down and T Mac was going on the seam route breaking in and like the safety just bit down from cover one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, that game changed when the Bucks lost, in my opinion, because now first place is on the line, and I know y'all look at say, well, Bryce has it in him, but there is something too, and we've seen it with tons of athletes where they just get tight, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah, I
gets
mean,
tight, and he does. So we saw it with Cam when Cam get down, he used to do the whole towel, like you said with Bryce. You can tell
you can see it
when
on his
Bryce got
face.
it going,
Yeah.
he looked like the happiest kid in the world. But when it's going bad, like you can just see it on his
and
face where it's
and not
just
even and not even happy. It's like because think about our last game where he put up all those points. He wasn't necessarily laughing. He looked locked in though, right? And then he looked so decisive in what he was doing. Like he's even in that one drive where we scored, he looked comfortable in the pocket. I feel like when we got into those because it's for me it's moments. It's not like and I think you would agree on this too. Even when Bryce has games like last night, it's not like he's playing bad throughout the whole game. It's more like okay, we'll have a good drive and then it'll be a key third down and he'll either not make the play or he'll allow a sack or something like that. So it has to be something to it, at this point with the mental aspect of it, it's got to be. But like you said, T Mac let him down a couple times. The there was 2 plays where he threw it pretty much nowhere, and it would look like the receivers had option routes. So I don't really know what that. We looked like for the first time all season. It actually looked like our youth was playing a factor in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like San Fran seemed like they knew what they wanted to do, and offensively, it just seemed like it was just a big spot for everybody. A defense was the only ones who held on, and then of course, obviously, that one pick it's been going around Twitter. So but that one pick where they held on T Mac, I don't put that on Bryce at all. Like he pretty much put it in the spot where T Mac was going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's another timing route. So I don't put that on him. But for me, the game changed. It wasn't about to me, it wasn't about the Buccaneers joint. To me, the game changed as soon as we made that decision on the goal line, the Pete Carroll call. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at that point in the game, we were moving the ball. effectively we obviously no not I'll take that back because that was our second drive. The first drive we didn't really move the ball because of the penalty that we got early on. But the second that possession, we got it at the 30 and we moved it all the way up to the 1 and we were moving the ball easily. And I just think that was but hearing Dave talk about the play call today, I get his reasoning behind it, but it sounded like Pete Carroll once again. Pete was like, I mean, it's a 4-down situation. I was thinking we pass the ball on first, run the ball on second and third, right? And it's just like, no, run the ball on first and second. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Rico, we got really two thoroughbred backs back there, and any of both of those dudes I feel comfortable with on this on a goal to line situation, and I feel like Bryce and his mind, the entire mood of the sideline changed at that point. Like because the offense was probably looking at it like, bro, why didn't we give Rico the ball? Like they think the same thing we do, bro. They know our best offensive player right now is Rico Dowdle, right? You're on the 1 yard line with a chance to really take the momentum back in the game, and you allow that type of play. I just felt like that was demoralizing. The defense held us down like the whole first half and kept giving us chances, and man, that just was. I don't know. I'd rather blame a little bit of that on Dave, man. Like some of the way the game went down on Dave, but even some of his play calling, like when we had, I think it was the very first possession of the game where we got called for a penalty and it was like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 18. He clearly didn't think we were going to pick up the yard, so he called one of those halfback draw plays, and we ended up getting 14 yards, and he still didn't go for it. I'm just like, why would you even call a run play there? You had just like basically seceded that possession. You were like, we're not going to do nothing in this possession. Run the ball, let's punt it. I don't like that type of shit, bro. To be honest.
Yeah, I definitely think Dave, the bright lights kind of got to him a little bit. I think he froze up a little bit. There was some questionable like play call, especially in that first half, like you said with the draw, 30 and 18, and even listening to the broadcast, they was like, okay, if you're gonna run that draw and get it down to 3, all right, you run that knowing that you're gonna go for it on 4th, and we just punt the ball.
It's
And then
crazy.
in the red zone as well, like. Yeah, like that pick was clear as day. Like
Terrible.
it was there. Yeah. And some of those throws down in the red zone, like even the other one that sailed on for the 2-point conversion, like Bryson struggles with those throws where he's trying to throw it over people, and you saw like the D lineman, he just stick his hand up, he's
Too
6'5".
tall. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just hard. That's a hard throw for someone that size who is childlike out there. I mean, from a
It could be
size.
done. I mean, it could be done. You just have to be, man, you have to be elite with your placement, and you got to be elite with you got to know who you're throwing to too. I can't even remember who he was targeting on that play. Was it XL or was Coker? It was Coker. The one good thing that we could take away from this game was the defense, right? Like going into next year, I feel like we're gonna have our defense is already much improved. We went from, I was just looking at the stats today, we're pretty much middle of the pack in everything, and so that's a nice step. And Dan was already talking about using this year's draft capital to really go defense heavy. We haven't done that since Matt Rule's first year. You know what I'm saying? So go defense heavy. Get us some backers, some pass rush, because I do like our back end right now, and I think they're going to get better when you got Mike Jack, JC, and Tre'von. I'm gonna call him Moehrig because I don't know. Does he go by Tre'von or Tre'von?
Trevin, I thought it was.
So I mean, when we got them back there, and then I like where I know the dude just broke his leg, but I like where what's his name? Thompson. It's not Thompson. Dude, what's the dude just broke his leg this week or yesterday?
Broke his leg. Oh my goodness. Um,
We had
Dang,
just
I
signed him
just
from the
had it
day
up
on.
too.
Dang, I can't
Uh,
remember his name, bro. I should have wrote that joint down. My bad, big dog.
Thornton.
Thornton. Thornton. Yeah, Thornton
Yeah,
was actually playing pretty good. He's like just the type of cornerback that Evero likes, that long rangey guy. So he was working perfect for our system. So it sucks to lose him. But I like where our defense is at, bro. That's like if we can get like a legit pass rush to start getting to the quarterback, this defense is gonna be scary, bro.
yeah, and I mean, uh, and we can kind of go into the Rams, like Thornton out, Horn and concussion protocol,
It's not
and
looking good, bro.
Moehrig, out here punching nuts, looking like young Draymond,
Facts.
nowhere near the ball. Like,
Facts. He
and
did
I
it on
missed it
purpose,
because I
bro.
saw I saw after the game, the whole little commotion. I'm like, dang, what's that about? And then I peeped it, after the game, like, oh yeah, yeah, you have to see me too. Like,
Bro,
you have to see
I
me after
seen
the
him.
game too.
Obviously, we didn't see the punch when it happened, but during that play, I remember right after the play, he's like holding his nuts. And he's like, he punched me, and I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, dang, I hope nobody did punch him. But the hot mics on the field, he was still complaining the next play. And Ashawn was like, man, shut your BS up. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, just telling him to shut up and keep it moving. So I was like, maybe he's just complaining. Because if you watch like the interviews afterwards, all the guys was talking like that. Jawan Jennings just be going crazy. They say he just be talking cash, bro. And then dude does dirty stuff throughout the game, pushing in the back and stuff. So I don't I don't think any man deserves a nut punch. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro. It's definitely gonna hurt. Who you think gets those snaps? You think we go with like Demani, or you think Ransom just gets more snaps? I mean, because Demani, he played well last year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be all hands on deck. He's gonna have to play. Jackson's gonna be at number one corner. With Puka and Devontae Adams coming in, so we can go ahead and get into the Rams game. Like, I I think that secondary gonna get torched. I
Yeah,
think
bro.
Matt gonna have a big day. I think Matt gonna have a huge day. 300 plus.
Yeah.
Um, man,
Unless it gets out of hand before halftime and they just start running the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way
yeah,
he don't go crazy. Which is possible, bro. I can easily see them putting up 24 before halftime, maybe even 30. Because we have nobody, bro.
yeah,
Mike Jackson has a hard enough time going to number two. So you're probably going to put him on Puka, which means you're going to put Shaw Smith Wade on Devontae? Man, it's
yeah,
about to get spooky for us, bro.
yeah, yeah. And then, we've talked about on this pod how Moehrig has been playing well, playing cleanup back there. Like he's
Yeah.
gone. Um, yeah, man. I probably got it. For, this might sound crazy, but I probably got like 42-18.
Hey,
Yeah, I
look,
got like forty-two
it's
eighteen, bro.
it's gonna get spooky, bro. It's gonna get spooky. I do feel like, I mean, their defense is so good. I was actually just looking at their numbers defensively, bro. They're number 5 in the league in interceptions, number 4 in the league in opponents' yards per pass. Like they're pretty much top 10 in everything. Number 9 in yards, number 1 in points allowed. They're only giving up 16 points a game, right? They're the one thing I had circled. The only thing that they kind of allow is a little bit of a running game. They allow like 100 yards rushing, right? Which is that's not
Yeah,
crazy. They like middle of the pack in that. But they're not giving up. They're giving up less than 1 TD a game on the ground. They're giving up 1.5 touchdowns per game, period. So when you look at a defense who's shutting teams down and obviously putting up 30, the one thing I do like about our team, we got a good bounce back team. But I just think this one's gonna be too much for us to overcome. I don't know how much they're gonna score. I hesitate to say any team is gonna like just drop 40, but it does feel like that, bro. I feel like I'm thinking like, to be honest, bro, I'm thinking like 34-10, something like that. Because I think like it's gonna be so bad for us defensively that offensively they're gonna be just kind of like, bro, we can't score to keep up with these cats. And I think eventually it's just, like I said, it's gonna get out of hand, 34-10 type of deal. We might score another one late, and, make it look like it's not as bad as it is, but it's still gonna be a 2-score game. I think they're
all
favored by
right.
10.
Yeah, so I just want to give you their last few, and this is why I kind of go 42. Jacksonville, they dropped 35. New Orleans 34, San Fran 42, Seattle 21, which Seattle do have a really good defense,
Yeah,
and then Tampa Bay, another okay solid defense 34. Um, and that's with guys still having they starting corners and safeties. Like we missing three guys that we've been playing and dependent on.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how they go clear 40. And with that defense, like their D line is young, but it's really good. And if they can get home a few times, like we know
They're
Bryce
gonna
can get
get
antsy
home,
back there. And if
bro.
that's happening,
Bro, they're gonna get
it might
home.
be
I think like I thought I had their sack numbers up here, but I did. Obviously, they're two home run hitters, Jared Verse and Byron Young. Them two dudes have combined for 15 sacks alone. That's more than our whole team, I'm pretty sure. So like That's just two of the guys. I mean, they're gonna get home, bro. I mean, Bryce has to be the keys to this game to keeping it somewhat respectable is to be able to run the ball on the early downs, put Bryce in third and manageable situations, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, that type of thing, and milk the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like if we can, I don't see that happening against this defense. I'm just saying best case scenario because we're not going to be able to continuously stop them from scoring. Like you said, we're missing too many pieces. Right, we might be able to shut down their run to a certain degree because they don't. But even their running numbers to me are a little fugazi because they pass the ball so much. They have so much success passing the ball. When you look at their rushing numbers, you see middle of the pack and everything. I just honestly believe that's because they don't have to. I mean, they got Kyron Williams, and they almost treat Matt Stafford like Tom, where their short passing game is their running game half the time. So I mean, it's going to be a lot, bro. I mean, the type we saw with not having those linebackers against, we talked about it in the game. We said, George Kittle probably gonna get off, and it seemed like every 3rd and 10, George Kittle was just breaking off on a play action, and he got 15 yards every single time. And bro, shout out to the linebackers who stepped in. Chris Barnes, I think we use his last option. I didn't know this, but when you have a practice squad player, you can only call them up 3 times before you have to give them a contract. So we kind of have to make a decision on him. I can't see them not giving him a contract. And then, of course, they said they signed Isaiah Simmons today. So coach said he might play this week, but they said they got him playing linebacker and safety. So he's going to be all over the place.
He gonna get play. I promise you that he gonna get play. And yeah, they got 31 sacks. So
31? Dang,
yeah,
go on, bro.
yep, 31.
So average 3 a game. I mean, yeah, and bro, like a lot of times those sacks happen on those crucial downs. Like, they'll wait to dial it up. But I'm just interested to see how they play Bryce, because he's not been playing well against the blitz this year. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of heat him up early and often and be like, we need you to make quick decisions. We don't think you can do that. So,
And they can get home with 4. And you talk about a run defense at the middle. Honestly, I would probably say right now the Rams are the best team in football, at least playing the best anyway. They one phone call away from fixing that run defense. All big Aaron, all they gotta do is make that call and say, "Hey, I'm ready. Come back." Because even if he lost a step, he's still
does Aaron
still
help they run defense? Does he help they pass defense, which they don't need?
Oh, I still think he helped with the run defense because, I mean, I'm guessing with him being 2 years off, he can still eat up space, and teams gonna have to respect him. They're gonna have to respect him until they.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The only reason I asked that is because he is a smaller defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? He used that being smaller to create leverage. He's super strong, but he's not like a one of those space eaters. You know what I'm saying? Like we had back in the day, in our D line. He's he's wiggly and quick, but you're right. He demands so much attention that just people having to double team him will allow a free rusher. So he definitely would help their run defense. You're probably right. I hope that doesn't happen, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not just for our sake. I'm just saying, like, they're already super good, bro. They don't need to add an Aaron Donald, bro. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because if he came back, let's say for some reason, he came back and was playing in his game, and we found out, we don't care how long he's been off, Dave wasn't doubling him, and then he blow a play up, like, we're going to be hot. Like, come on, Dave. That's Aaron Donald.
That's Aaron Donald.
He fresh. Bubbly. He washed. He fresh.
He'd mess around and end Bryce's career, break his little legs or something, bro. But yeah, man, we got. I don't know. We got a lot of work to do. I think this game, I do believe that Dave is going to emphasize the run game. You know what I'm saying? Rico's comments, he posted a little Twitter emoji with the confusion face or whatever. And, they asked Coach about it. And Coach was like, they were like, you going to talk to him about it? He was like, no. You know what I'm saying? But he knows that the team is pissed off. So, I mean, bro, like Rico is going to be a free agent next year. We're ruining this, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's showing all this tape. Everybody, if you listen to anybody when they talk for 2 seconds about Carolina, because even if you looked at the First Things First or First Take Today, they don't talk about Carolina at all. When they brought up the 3 picks, they don't say, yo, JC's such a good corner or Carolina's got this upcoming defense. They just said Brock Purdy's making mistakes, right? It's never anything Carolina's doing well. So, he's putting on a show right now for, himself. He's putting out this good tape. Somebody's going to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to pick him up on the team and be like, yo, all we needed was a running back. We'll run the football with you. And we got this dude, and we're not utilizing him correctly. I guess when you only run 45 plays or 43 plays, whatever it is, it's kind of hard to run the ball a lot. But damn, bruh, I'm still tripping off of the daggone goal line play, to be honest.
Yeah, and Hubbard is starting to, look. He looked pretty good at that game. He had a little more pop to him.
Look healthy.
Kind of looked like
Yeah.
Hubbard, from last year. But this I don't think this the get right game. Any type
Yeah.
of man, I think Bryce can have a great game. I'm not predicting he'll have a great game, but I'm saying even if he did have a great game, I just don't see how that secondary hold down those two receivers, and Matthew Stafford has reached that level of, how you see it with like a late Kobe, Bron, any of them guys who like they still can do it physically, but mentally they've seen everything. There's nothing new that's
Yeah.
coming. And then, oh,
Right.
by the way, I'm gonna be playing your third, fourth corner, your third safety, a
Right.
guy off the street. Yeah, come on,
I
he gonna
mean,
test them boys.
DC does have, our DC does have familiarity with what they do, so that'll help. But when you don't have your horses, bro, it's not really much. You can have all the answers to the test, but bro, it could get ugly. I think like it's weird going into a game and feeling like the only way you can lose or only way you can win is if the other team is like giving you the game, like, or they're just constantly shooting themselves in the foot. Like I felt like once again, the way the national media is, they're like, San Fran tried to give Carolina the game. No, bro, our DBs is making good plays. Like, I feel like, you can say quarterbacks don't throw the ball perfectly every time, but the DB has to daggone capitalize on those mistakes, and that's what we did. So I didn't like that narrative, but I do feel like our defense, bro, like, this is a proud unit. We're getting Tre'von Wallace back. I don't know what's good with Rose. But Tre'von Wallace, they said he's trending towards he's going to play. So getting Tre'von back, it's going to be an interesting one, bro. Like I said, I don't see many avenues for us to win. But if we do keep this game close, I do feel like it's going to be a lot of confidence because looking at our remaining schedule, and you read out the games a few minutes ago, I see best case scenario to be honest, most realistic is. The realistic best case scenario is us to go 2-3. I don't see us beating the Bucks twice. I see us maybe splitting, and I think we can beat the Saints if we take them seriously. But the whole NFC West, I just think we're going to get swept by them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's just the way it's
yeah,
looking. Unless the team overlooks us, like they're just like, yo, we don't need this. But no, none of the teams that we're playing has anything locked up. Like they're all trying to
exactly.
compete for a top spot. So, they're going to be like. Yeah, they're just going to be playing hard, bro. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I think with that Seattle defense, that's gonna be a scary game for Bryce. We can talk about that game when we get there, but I think
Yeah,
that
we
one's
might need to
going.
put Andy in there. Yeah, we might need to put Andy because the only reason I say that, bro, it's not that I don't trust Bryce or Andy's better. It's just that, like, bro, he's going to take some hits. You know what I'm saying? And their defense is so physical. He might legit get hurt. You know what I'm saying? In a game like that. So, which is
Yeah,
crazy to talk about your quarterback like weeks in advance. Like, bro, he might get hurt against this team. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
and
it's the facts. Like, it is what it
that's
is.
hey, and it goes back to size and just the style of play because Miami Dolphin fans talk about their quarterback the same way, almost a little more concerning because they worried about his concussions, brain life, CTE, and all that. But yeah, I'm surprised Bryce ain't got a concussion. I don't hope he get one, but the way he go down, like he gets slung down, like like he is as light as a feather at different times, where it's
It's
just
that
like
it's
complete
that head,
momentum
but
stop.
it's the head hitting the ground. Like I don't see that happen to him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like for whatever
Yeah,
reason, maybe he does a lot of yoga and he's like super flexible. I don't know. because Bryce is clearly a decent athlete. It's just or a good athlete. He's just a good athlete for his size. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you was to
Yeah.
put him in athletic competition against Tua, he would murk him. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much everything. But I even think he has more arm strength than Tua. But he's like when you put him against these other dudes who are 6'2", 6'3", trying to rush at him. Defensive ends are faster and more athletic than ever. These defensive ends are built like Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? And you got that dude
Yeah.
who can run faster than Bryce at him. The one that he got out, he was showing. He always shows the mobility every game, but the one where he got out, like he spun out of it, looking like a Mike Vick or that old Cam Newton where you step up and you step out. Like he looked solid. To be honest, bro, when he got smacked in that first drive, but he completed the pass. If that hadn't been a holding pass, I would have felt good about the game because I was just like, oh, Bryce does those little off-platform throws where it looks like he's just kind of throwing to the middle of the field, and them joints be like right on the money for real. So, yeah. But yeah, man, maybe
Yeah.
I might be finally starting to come around that he might not be the guy, man. Might not be the guy.
Oh, hey man. Well, don't come around quite yet, man. The Bryce fans still need a safe place. You are that for them. So don't come over here. Get off my island. Let
I'm
me
not there
have it.
yet. I'm not there yet. I told you. Hey, look, Matt was trying to text me about it yesterday because I was texting him and I said, "Yo," I was texting Spate during the game. I said, "This dude is rooting for C-Mac touchdowns," and I said, "Bro," he's talking about I'm trying to make the playoffs. I said, "We're trying to make the playoffs," and Matt was like, Adam, he was like, "Bryce isn't the guy," and I was like, "Not right now, Matt." I was like, not right now. I was like, this is not the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. I'm watching the game. I see what you see. All right. But this is not the time. So, look, bro, it's one of them situations. We're going to have this talk later on in the season. Like, if things keep trending this way, I don't see an option where they don't, or don't see a scenario where they don't at least pick up his fifth-year option because I looked at the backups today and who's on, like, expiring deals and things like that. Bro, there's nobody out there. Like, the only person that maybe is like the Kyler Murray joint. And he's better than Bryce, but are we going to be a better team with Kyler Murray? That's my main thing. So it's not going to be a lot of like, unless we find a steal in the draft or something like that. I still feel like they're going to bring Bryce back at least for next year. But I told you 2 and 3 was a realistic best case scenario. If we go 1 and 4, bro, in these last, and we get swept by the Bucks or we lose again to the Saints, we're drafting another quarterback high. I feel like we'll draft another quarterback second round, something like that.
Hey, there's a rookie quarterback who I don't think is going to be on the same team who just won his first game.
Shaduer.
Maybe they'll get young Door.
Bring him to Carolina, B. I would
Yeah,
welcome
let him.
Shaduer with open arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
like
I let Bryce sit back.
even as
We
a
can let
backup.
Bryce be we can let Bryce be the backup when it's like, look, this is how it looks when you have a 6'4" guy or a 6'3" guy. We're doing, all the things we're asking you to do. Who's not somebody like Andy? But yeah, it is what it is. I'll let that go.
Yeah, man. But is there anything else, before we go into the holidays? This will be, our only episode this week. We will definitely come back to you after the Rams game. Hopefully it's not as bad as I think it's gonna be, or as bad as Adam thinks it's gonna be.
Man,
But man, is there anything else you want to touch on before we get up
I
out of here?
mean, just really quick because you had just said it a couple seconds ago talking about Shadour, bro. I just think Shadour clearly. Bro, like if it to ask, tell me this because we haven't really talked about this off camera either. Not just because we root for Shadour. Do you think is it feasible that the coach is really trying to sabotage him? The reason why I asked that is because he's clearly on the hot seat, right? He's clearly on the hot seat. The coach is if they don't start turning things around. Does he feel comfortable enough in his job where he could be like, yo, I'm not even going to give this guy a chance because it's like little things like when I hear dudes like I heard Dan Orlovsky was talking about how everybody doesn't get backups don't always get snaps. Okay, from organization to organization that might be the case, But clearly Cleveland does because Dylan Gabriel was getting backup snaps all. So when you hear stuff like that, like what's your thought on that?
So I actually got a couple thoughts on it. The first one is when people talk about coaches undermining quarterbacks, like that we've seen that before. Vince Young and Jeff Fisher, he didn't want Vince Young with the Titans, like he undermined him. Two, um, Kevin Stefanski is doing something that you never see where a coach just refuses to say his name. Like he won't say Shador's name. Like you can't ignore that. And then the third thing being is nobody talks about maybe Kevin Stefanski wants to get fired because if he gets fired, he has the coaching pedigree between the two, coaches of the year, and the open jobs will become available. You got New York, you got there's no I think Pete Carroll's gonna be one and done. Like there's gonna be teams that's consider him, and he sees what he's dealing with Cleveland between the Deshaun Watson. He didn't want Shador. He had to take him. Um, like I think he wants to get fired. So I buy less into he's trying to tank Shador and more into he know the owner wants Shador. So I'm gonna screw your guy. So you got to get me up out of here. Because if he get fired, he still get to take his money and he's going to get rehired. It may not be, this year, and maybe he had to sit off a year, but he's gonna get rehired. Like there's no he's been too good of a coach not to get a second opportunity.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's a two-time coach of the year in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to win that award in Cleveland is a lot. Giving them their first winning season in a long time when he had Baker. So it's just like I do agree. I do believe that he can easily get another job. It's just man, it's just weird, bro. Like you said, it's when it. I be wanting to tell myself like he's a football lifer and he understands these dudes are putting their health and stuff on the line to play these games. So somebody who like knows that you shouldn't be trying to sabotage games. So I'm part of him like, yo, that's crazy. There's absolutely no way. But when you see stuff like that, where you're like, I forgot about the not even saying his name, the not giving him a game ball, and not even really bigging him up in the locker room after his first career win. It's clear that he doesn't really favor him a lot. And then there was one other thing that he did recently that I was just like, yo, that's kind of a little sideways. It was oh, I didn't think nothing of it during the game when they kept calling the Wildcat on the goal line. I felt like Stephen A was tripping about it. But then when I was watching the arena and Aqib Talib was like, if you look at he said they never do that. Like he said they never run the Wildcat like on the goal line. So I'm just like, why would you make that the game plan for Shador's week? Right? Like whether even if you're just about to hand the ball off to a running back, like you just want to take him off the field. I don't like this shit, bro. And to be honest, as braggadocious as Shador is, he's not like a evil dude, right? He always got a smile on his face. He'll talk to anybody who comes up and asks him questions. I just don't like the way they're treating him over there, bro. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, he still need to learn how to talk more like quarterback. He is like we saw with Cam Baker. Like this league will humble you where you need to start saying we play well. Like he is a little too me. But I just think Kevin he looks and he saw okay um Harbaugh from Michigan Jim. Oh, go to a team with a solid quarterback. The answer win. Then Chicago. Even look at what's his name? Schottenheimer with the Cowboys. Like, man, what I'm doing this for? Well, I can get a job and take a
How
year
many
off.
like that though? How many jobs
Huh?
can you say that like are is about to open up that have a quarterback in place? Because when I think of like
So, all
Atlanta,
right.
good
So,
team, no quarterback.
yeah. So, the Giants, if you buy into, Dart, which he looks solid. The Raiders for the next 2 years are going to probably have the number one top two picks. So you could also have I can go get my quarterback at the top of the
Hey,
draft.
hold on. No, you didn't say the next 2 years. Like you already counting them out for next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that yeah, yeah, they're gonna be bad for the next 2 years. Like, yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
All right, okay. Well, if you made it this far, we thank you for watching. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to India, Dubai. You know, we already shout out. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to you. Um, enjoy the Thanksgiving football, Black Friday football. It's gonna be football every day coming up this week. So enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. If you know any football fans, they ain't gotta be Panther fans, just football fans. Send a link. Play.
Pause.
All right.
I'm out.
I ain't rapping in a minute, nigga, but I'm back though, nigga.